all you Diddy fans, P. Diddy, yes, he did.
Absolutely did it.
He came out with an apologetic video of sort. He did it, said, I'm sorry. He said, I'm truly sorry. Of course, all y'all saw the video. You see the video, Sister Jamie?
Oh, I saw the video.
Clearly,
I saw both.
domestic violence. First thing I could think about was obviously these domestic abusers. Well, there's two sides to it. One is I think they size up their victims and they position the victims where they know they're in no danger of retaliation. For example, if my sister came to me and said that somebody kicked her, I'm finna go whip that ass.
Exactly.
If my daughter came to me and said, if some of my friends came to me and said, I used to rescue a very famous person, I'm not gonna mention her name.
Right.
And I used to go in ready to whip ass and rescue her from her abusive relationships. So, but however, in his defense, them girls, I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this.
Yes, when you said defense, I feel like
them girls, man, they go to those situations thinking they fitting to come up.
Yeah,
And
some
they
of them.
go to it, bowing down and taking whatever, and then the shit just escalates. He gave you a little old $20,000 record deal you signed. You think you finna get the $100,000 record deal next time, so he slapped you this time. Next time you let him kick the shit out of you. You think you finna get the $150,000 deal, and it escalates. You don't tell your brothers, cause they would kill him. You don't tell your father, cause he would kill him.
Right.
And so it escalates and it escalates and it escalates, but it's very cowardly to me. It's cowardly of Diddy.
So here's my thing, DC, and that's partially correct. So for me, that was a trigger for me. And
What was a trigger for you?
Seeing the video, because I am a survivor of domestic violence. And
Yeah.
so when you're dealing with something like that, it's not just the record deal. People like that, you got two types of victimized women. Some women that fight back, will always fight back. And then you have those women that don't have that fighting spirit in them anyway. And when you place fear in them, and you it's almost like a pimp. When you get their mind per se, then
It's exactly like pimping.
and so now he has the freedom to beat her. He didn't just up and start beating her.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Right. So it's not just about the record deal either. It's also a
I'm
mental
talking about
thing.
her being in that relationship in the first place.
But Sister
Is
Jane,
that they go into them relationships thinking, I'm talking about when you got media stars now, R. Kelly, when you got him, the women go in there with a compromised attitude. Let me tell you this, when he first slapped her, you cannot convince me that she would take that from just a regular guy, bullhead.
and shit.
Well,
She
no,
wouldn't
this-
just take that from me.
some
I don't do
women
that.
do. You have
Right.
you have violent men on every level. You have women that have been abused by men that are not halfway popular or
I know that.
successful.
I realize
so
that.
it's not mainly would she have taken it.
It's not
from,
only. It's not
Well,
only that.
So we can't say that she wouldn't have taken it had he not been there, because it's a mental thing. For one, he had those women to fall in love with him. Yeah, that girl, Kim Porter fell in love with him. Cassidy fell in love with him. Yeah, he did.
Now are they falling out now?
Let me tell you something about Hollywood now. You got thousands of women in Hollywood trying to come up. It ain't about no love.
Some of
It's
it
about the love
is.
of in God we trust. It's
Yeah,
about
but
love and money. I'm telling you
some
now.
of it is.
Who the hell fall in love with P. Diddy? He a funny looking dude. What?
I'll say
But
this.
it's not about
They
looks.
trying to come up.
It's not always about
Well, I'll
looks,
say this, and
though.
then I'm gonna have a question for Sister J later on in the segment. Well, I would say this.
Oh, you say all that shit now. What the hell you telling me?
Well, I wanted to make this point first. When you were saying about they don't tell their brother and father, that's where the separation of like the family comes in. And then when they get so far out there, they don't know where to go, unfortunately. And I don't blame Cassidy, because what person that's in their teens that ain't attracted to money and fame and notoriety? So I don't blame her for that. But like what you said, DC, if you got a father, and I don't know her situation, if you got a father or brother, it would be wise to like tell them, because like you said, I'm just saying the majority, I would like to kind of like put forth, I think people who got brothers and sisters, women who got brothers and sisters or a male figure are probably less likely to get abused than women who don't.
That's not true.
I'm not saying I'm right. I would like to see that stat.
I don't think that's true either.
That's not true.
I would like to see the stat. I don't know.
Because you can be a woman who is raised in a situation by an abusive man, and then later on in your relationships, look for that same kind of
I'm not
attention.
saying that you got. I just like to see the numbers.
And it's vice versa. It's you can't say it's not most women or most women. It is a mindset, and when you are in a situation, there's humiliation, there's embarrassment. To your point, DC, you indirectly protect your family because you know your family is going to do something. So you feel like you have to take this, and yes, she was chasing the fame as well. It's a multitude of things.
It's still got to have some numbers behind it, though.
Well, it's not always that if she doesn't
You got
come
brothers?
from. I got brothers.
I'm not saying it's not. I'm
You
saying
didn't
the
tell
numbers,
them
though.
when you were being victimized by domestic abuse. Did you tell
So
your
here's
brother?
the thing with me. I didn't realize that I was in a domestic violence relationship because I fought back. And that's the thing. You have some women that fight back.
Oh, well, maybe you
some
was
women that
abusing
don't.
him.
So that's kind of
No,
toxic.
not initially. No.
Not
Sometimes,
But sometimes you hit first, though.
well, I ended up starting to hit first because I knew the attack would come. So I knew that
Oh, y'all
if
just
I
having
did,
fun.
Well,
Y'all
no,
So
it
you
was
hit them back
abusive.
first.
sounded
Yeah.
one in a relationship.
So, Sister J, can I ask you this? And I mean this in all seriousness. Could you say something that would help women who are watching this? Are there any certain red flags to look for?
Yeah, I
And once
speak
you
to
get out
women-
of it, like once you got out of that one,
I speak
did
to
you
women-
go on a dating scene and then all of a sudden meet a guy and go, okay, that's a red flag. He might
I
be
speak
abusive.
to women all of the time about
Okay.
this situation, and the first thing is you stop chasing what you want him to be. If he's showing you who he is, believe it. Don't think that if you give him the best of what you got, well, maybe I don't make him mad. You see what you did? You see what you made me do? You see what you made me do? That's a sign right there. Get out. Get out.
Was that Maya Angelou, right?
All right, but before it gets to that, is there anything
Yeah, like,
else from a dating
but
standpoint?
listen.
Before it gets to that, is there anything
Well,
else?
here's the deal. You got some people that can hide their stripes for a long time.
Yeah.
You got some men and women, because you got women, but we're talking about this situation. You have some people that can. I had a young lady say, I looked for all the signs. I watched, I looked, and it did not happen till after we got married.
Oh, now I got you.
Because that's when she started really just
Getting on your
getting
damn
on-
nerves.
No,
Before that, she was cool.
You can't call anybody and say you got your ass whipped by somebody in a towel.
I mean, my thing
And
is
some
just
pink
that
ankle socks.
if
That's the whole problem I had with the video.
they was in the
The nigga had
hotel.
on pink ankle socks.
With no drawers on and chase the girl down.
I don't know if
It's
he
messed
had any
up.
drawers on. Now, how you know he had no drawers?
Dude was holding the towel up. If he that violent, he could have dropped the towel, just kept stomping her.
That's how you
that-
stomp
that-
yours.
yeah, that's true.
I'm
No,
just
that's
saying, he kept stomping her.
I don't know if he had any drawers.
Well, now that's it has been
But
documented.
them pink ankle socks, that part got me. I
But
don't
you're
know.
a-
the drawers part, I'm not.
But he's a billionaire, right? So he goes back to the hotel and he says, "Give me the tape." But they didn't realize that Cassie also got a copy of the
Let me
tape.
tell you something, man.
I don't think she did.
Anytime somebody got video of you and you stupid enough to pay money to get the tape, is you a fool?
I see what you're saying. Right.
So do you think it's coincidence that the International decided to sell out and is no longer the International there? You think they knew that would come back on them? Because that hotel is no longer known as the International.
No, that's. I mean,
Thing is,
they just came out with the. They just came
They
out
do
with the
it.
tape.
Apparently, he had the whole floor of the hotel.
right. But
Which
somebody
is
saw it.
customary for
A lot of stars do that.
Yeah, a lot of stars.
do that. Take the whole
Cat
floor.
Williams does it.
Yeah, take the whole floor.
She
Yeah.
couldn't really yell out to help because nobody was on the
No,
floor.
I'm thinking he couldn't be so stupid as to think that if somebody else was out there, they wouldn't see. But I'm thinking because he probably had the whole floor.
That's
when
why
they
I
get
was-
a room, they get
yeah.
the whole floor. He probably figured he didn't think about that camera, which was dumb.
Right.
Right.
Because when you're enraged, you don't think. So then your people come back and try to do damage control.
But a lot of times the woman,
Oh, he's a punk for that.
Sister
Rage or
JJ will
not.
push you.
You know how they talk to you.
I'm telling you now, you can be provoked. You know what I mean? I'm not justifying violence, domestic violence, but I felt like, shit out of you.
Do you think that this is? Do you think
felt
that?
like that about me?
I feel like when
Yes,
a
you
woman
have. You
gets into
already
your
said you
personal
attacked that
space
man.
and won't allow you to leave, that's almost like a man kidnapping. Like
Won't
you
allow
in your
you to
own
leave.
house.
Won't allow you to leave.
Well, you can't if you gotta leave and you gotta go through them to leave, then now
I
you
gotta
forcing
move you.
me
I gotta
to
move
assault
you.
you.
I had that happen before. You thought I was Jim Brown. I'm like, oh,
Man.
you gonna move?
I will say this.
So for me, when you have, and I call them alley cat women and wild women, which I've taught my sons, because it goes both ways. It goes both ways.
Dang it.
Well, I mean, it's the truth. It goes both ways.
Go both ways.
But can we stay on
when
the
you
Cassie
see
part?
when you see that the situation is escalating to a degree, like I tell my sons, you guys got to make the conscious decision to get out. You got to go. And if she's not gonna let you out, and then somebody told me you shouldn't have told them that. No, I did tell my sons. I said, listen,
Leave.
you get her out your way, and you leave, but don't turn your back on her. Never turn your back on nobody, anybody.
Well, can we go back to the Cassie tape? I would say this. Whatever Cassie was going through, that wasn't the first time, because when he hit her and pulled on her, that girl was scared to move.
Let me tell you
That girl was like
something.
laid there like, whatever you doing,
Ball up.
Let me just ball
Let
up.
me tell you another thing.
And she didn't even move at all.
Ladies,
So
ladies,
it's a lot worse than what we saw
When
on
you're running
tape.
from a man, take the stairs.
Yeah, she was waiting on the elevator. She was waiting on the elevator. Why couldn't she just?
He would have killed her on that
He
stairs.
wasn't going down them stairs in the pink side.
He wouldn't have caught her on the stairs.
He would've slipped, he would've
down the
slipped, he
stairs.
would've
He got
slipped.
away.
And
Yeah, you
ain't no
could.
video on them stairs though.
Yeah.
Ain't no video on the stairs.
First of all, she wasn't thinking.
No video.
Her line of defense.
Ain't no
Right,
video.
ain't no video on the stairs.
Her line of
She wasn't
defense.
thinking about it.
Yeah, her
I
line
just
of
gotta get away
defense was
from
to
him
cuddle up
and
and
get away.
just take it, because you
Exactly.
could clearly see that was not the first time.
All right, when we come
Exactly.
back, he said he had a problem, so he went and got some professional help. Is his apology, do you think it was a heartfelt apology? And should a man be forgiven? Because we all, what the preacher said the other day, works in progress, and we all
Fall short of the glory.
Falling short of the glory.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Right.
Say the other day, which preacher?
We'll be back. You're listening to DisRace.